Welcome to the deep dive, where we really try to cut through all the noise and, get straight to the stuff that actually matters. Have you ever felt that? That sort of background hum.
Yeah.
It's feeling the world's moving like really fast, almost too fast to keep track of. It's that sense that somewhere, someone's already using these incredible new tools, making money, automating their life, living, I don't know, 10 times faster. And there's that little voice, right? Whispering. You're not paying attention. You're kind of already behind. And when we talk about this speed, this acceleration, there's one thing right at the front. Artificial intelligence, AI. And this isn't just theory anymore, not like research papers or sci-fi movies. These tools, they're here. They're working now. People, businesses, they're using them. And they're changing things, how we live day to day, whether we see it clearly or not. So today, that's our mission. We want to give you a shortcut. I want to understand 5 really groundbreaking, honestly, kind of insane AI tools. Tools that are already pretty silently changing how we live, learn, and work as we head towards 2025. These aren't just like cool gadgets. It's a real shift.
That's exactly it. What's really striking is just how fast AI is moving from being this, niche thing, maybe a cool gadget, to something essential, like a utility. We're seeing a fundamental shift happen right now. The tools we're about to look at aren't just small upgrades. They really show how AI is getting woven into the basic fabric of what we do, from really complex stuff like software engineering to huge leaps in creativity, even boosting our own personal productivity in ways we haven't seen before. Understanding this stuff isn't just about staying current. It's about grasping these fundamental changes in, well, how value gets created, how work gets done, what skills even matter anymore in this changing world. So yeah, this deep dive, it's really designed to give you that critical edge, help you navigate what's coming with a bit more confidence, a bit more foresight.
Absolutely. So if you're ready to kind of peel back the curtain, see what's really transforming things, let's unpack this. We're going from code to visuals to sound, scaling content, and then even augmenting how you think. Let's dive in.
Dev AI, the autonomous software engineer.
Okay, let's kick things off with Devin AI. In this one, I mean, even for those of us who follow AI pretty closely, it feels like a real jump into tomorrow. Now, lots of AIs can help with coding, right? Finish lines of code, suggest functions, maybe write small scripts. But Devin AI, it's different. They're calling it the world's first autonomous software engineer. Just that phrase alone, autonomous software engineer, that should make you sit up a bit. It suggests a level of independence, of capability. That's just new.
Right, and it's not just marketing hype. It seems to be backed by some pretty serious capability. Think about how complex software development really is. You've got understanding what the user wants, planning the architecture, writing the code, then debugging it, which can be a nightmare, running tests, deploying the whole thing. Devin AI is basically designed to handle that entire process on its own, from just a high-level command. Imagine just telling it, hey, build me a working e-commerce site for selling handmade candles, needs secure payments, inventory tracking, and it just does it, orchestrates all those steps.
Wow.
It's not just suggesting code snippets. It's like the whole engineering team condensed.
That's actually mind-boggling. So just to be clear on the functionality, we're saying it can build a whole complex website from scratch.
Yeah.
Or like if I have code already, you can go find a bug in thousands of lines, fix it, deploy the app to the cloud, all without me writing code or messing with servers. I describe what I want.
Oh,
And it handles the messy, complicated stuff.
precisely. That's the goal. The user experience is meant to feel simple, right? But underneath, the technical complexity is huge. You tell it what you want. Maybe a new feature, maybe a bug fix, maybe a brand new app idea. Devin takes that natural language, your description, and turns it into concrete steps. It makes its own plan, breaks the problem down kind of like a human engineer would. Then it just starts executing, writing code, figuring out what other software it needs, maybe setting up its own little coding environment. And here's the kicker. If it hits an error, it doesn't just stop. It apparently learns from the error, tries to fix it itself, and tries again.
Okay, that's way beyond just auto-completing code.
Exactly. It's executing the whole development process. You could say, make a simple web calculator, needs to handle scientific notation. Boom, it could generate the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, maybe even put it on a server for you. Or this Python script leaks memory, find it and fix it. And it would analyze, suggest, and implement.
Okay, so this leads directly to the elephant in the room, right? The question everyone immediately asks, what does this mean for jobs, for coders, software developers? If AI can do all this, are coding jobs just going away?
Yeah, that's the big one. And it's really important to be nuanced here. The source material says coding jobs are evolving fast. It's probably not about elimination, not wholesale anyway, but more about a really deep transformation of the role. For professional developers, it likely means the repetitive stuff, the boilerplate code, the low-level tasks that take up a lot of time, that gets offloaded to AI, which frees up the humans, right, to focus on the higher-level stuff. Designing the overall system architecture, understanding tricky business needs, strategy, innovation, connecting different systems together. So the role changes. Less about typing out every line of code, more about being a system architect, maybe an AI prompt engineer, a strategic thinker.
Like giving a carpenter power tools and a smart assistant, not replacing them entirely.
Exactly. Their work gets elevated, more conceptual, more strategic, maybe more valuable, ultimately. The skills needed will change fast, though. Less about memorizing syntax, more about breaking down problems, thinking critically, guiding these AI agents.
Okay, so for existing developers, it's about moving up the value chain, tackling bigger challenges. Makes sense. But what about the person who isn't a coder right now? Because the source also says, even if you're not a developer, Devin can help you create apps for business, passive income, or automation. It sounds huge. What does this really mean for someone with a great idea but zero coding background? Feels like you could really democratize things.
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets really interesting in terms of democratizing creation and even entrepreneurship. Think about it. Historically, if you had a software idea, you had to learn to code for years or hire expensive developers or find an agency. We're big barriers,
Yeah,
right?
barriers, yeah.
Devin potentially just lowers that barrier dramatically. An entrepreneur, a small business owner, someone with a cool idea, they can now just describe their vision. Maybe it's a simple tool to automate something in their business, a niche mobile app, a website for passive income. They explain it in plain English, and the AI does the heavy lifting, writing the code, setting up databases, servers, deploying it.
So an individual could launch a startup based on an app they built with AI in way less time and for way less money.
That's the potential, yeah. A local restaurant builds its own ordering system. A consultant creates a custom client tool. A hobbyist launches a game concept. It empowers people who previously couldn't build these things, people who didn't have the technical teams or the big budgets.
Wow.
It could really speed up innovation for everyone, not just the tech crowd. The focus shifts, right? Less on how to code, more on what to build, why it's important, what problem it solves. And this isn't some far-off future idea. It's starting to happen now. It changes who gets to be a builder online. It expands the pool of innovators like crazy.
Video AI, the mid-journey of video.
Okay, so moving from autonomous code with Devin AI, let's pivot to something super visual. And for anyone creating content, this is just as mind-blowing. Video AI. Now, a lot of you listening probably know Midjourney, right? It basically changed image generation overnight. Anyone could create amazing pictures from text prompts. Well, Video AI, they're calling it the mid-journey of video. And if that comparison holds up, we're talking about a massive leap for making moving pictures.
Yeah, that analogy is spot on. It really captures the power and, crucially, the accessibility video AI is bringing. Just like Midjourney opened up image creation, video is doing that for video. It basically takes the whole complicated, expensive process of making video cameras, crews, sets, actors, lights, editing, and boils it down to typing some words. It's a fundamental shift, really, from capturing reality to, well, synthesizing it.
And what does that actually look like? The source says you just type what you want, and it generates stunning, real-looking videos with actors, motion, and realistic speech. When they say stunning, real-looking, are we talking like actually getting close to stuff that looks like it was filmed?
Yeah.
Because that's a huge jump from AI video even just a year or two back, which often felt off, a bit uncanny.
Yeah, the key word there is rapid advancement. AI video is still evolving, no doubt, but tools like Video are closing that gap between synthetic and real footage incredibly fast. Stunning real-looking implies it can create convincing human figures, detailed environments that look real, natural camera movements like you'd see in a movie, and even accurate lip-syncing if there's dialogue. So it's not just cartoons or simple clips. It's aiming for photorealism, for cinematic quality. Imagine describing a scene, film noir detective walking down a rainy neon-lit street at night looking at an old photo looks thoughtful. And Video AI just generates that whole sequence with a realistic-looking actor, the rain effects, the lighting, maybe even the mood. You could specify camera angles, lighting, character emotions, all through text.
That is seriously disruptive, not just for hobbyists, but for whole industries. And the source goes even further. It says, in just 3-5 years, tools like Vdoo will eliminate the need for traditional cameras and production studios.
Great.
That's a bold claim. It must send a chill down the spine of some traditional filmmakers. What does AI filmmaking actually mean here, and who's this really for?
Well, that prediction points towards a future where the physical stuff, the logistics of filmmaking, expensive cameras, big sets, complicated lighting, large crews, actors on location might become optional, or at least much less necessary for a lot of projects. So AI filmmaking, using tools like Vdoo, means creators. Well, everyone from YouTubers and social media folks to marketers, ad agencies, even independent filmmakers can skip a lot of those traditional steps.
Right.
For a YouTuber just starting out, maybe generating cool intros, B-roll footage, or even whole explainer videos without filming themselves or hiring anyone. For marketers, creating tons of personalized ads for different niches super fast without shooting expensive commercials. Imagine testing dozens of ad versions easily.
Yeah. Okay.
And for indie filmmakers, it could unlock stories that were too expensive before. Complex sci-fi with alien worlds, fantasy epics, generated just by describing them. No green screens, no massive CGI budgets needed, potentially.
It just lowers the barrier to making professional-looking stuff so dramatically.
Exactly. Which leads to a really interesting question, doesn't it? How does this actually change the creative process itself? Does it, truly democratize storytelling? Let more diverse voices and visions come through because the tech and money barriers are lower?
Right.
Or does it risk making things look too similar? Or maybe it creates totally new ways of telling stories that only AI can do. What's fascinating is how it shifts the focus.
Yeah.
Less on the how of making the video, more on the what, the idea, the imagination. You can prototype visual ideas almost instantly, try things out, refine your vision at incredible speed. It removes so much friction from visual storytelling.
Suno AI music creation demystified.
All right, so Devon AI handles code, Vdoo AI does visuals, Suno AI is set to shake up the world of sound. And honestly, this one might be the most surprising for a lot of people. The source material literally said, this one blew my mind. And after looking into it, yeah, I totally get why. Suno AI's main thing is generating full music tracks, like complete songs with vocals, instruments, beats, all in seconds. That's a